how to stop living like a lunatic. The first thing that the text is telling to teach us is that you need to stay in the church even when it looks like you're not being helped. I know I just lost some of y'all right there. But watch the text. The text says that the fathers been with the disciples when Jesus wasn't there. Now you have to remember that Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John, Mark being the first writer, and they write their gospels after the resurrection of Jesus. They write their gospels to first century Christians. They write their gospel to the first century Christian culture, not just to tell the story of Jesus, but they use some of the story of Jesus Christ to prove particular points to the first century church and to make points to the Judaic culture of that day and the religious aristocracy of Judaism. So that when you read Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John, it is not just a chronicle of the historicity of Jesus Christ, but it's also a message to the church. It's a message to the church. And when you understand that, then you understand that the disciples in this text represent the church. Now, they've been, let me unpack this for you for a moment. So the fact is, the man brings his son to church. That's right. Okay? He brings his son to church, and when Jesus comes back from the mountain, the father tells Jesus, I brought my son to the church. And the church couldn't help him. He saw them with Jesus. He knew they had to know Jesus. They were Jesus' disciples. He brought them to the disciples, said, my son got a problem. Can y'all help me? And I can imagine in my mind that Thomas went and got the blessed oil. Greased him down like a piece of Kentucky Fried Chicken. Philip and the rest of the disciples start praying with Thomas. Come on out of here. Loose here. But nothing happened. The man left church the same way he came. Is there anybody in here who can testify that sometime I leave church just like I got there? Matter of fact, I started going to church hoping that my situation would get better, but it looked like my situation gotten worse since I've been in church than it was before I got there. All right? But watch what happens. Even when the church could not help the man, he did not leave, but he stayed right there. Why? Because he knew that Jesus might have been on the mountain, but eventually Jesus was going to come back that way. So he said, what I'm going to do is I'm going to wait here. I'm going to tarry here until Jesus shows up. So my sisters and brothers, you prayed for a while and no answer has come. You've tithed and it seemed like your financial situation has gotten worse. So you've seen some hypocrites in church and some preachers that have fallen from grace. But don't throw your hands up and give up on the church. Don't give up on the household of faith. Don't paint all of the saints and all of the churches with a broad brush. What you have to understand is that the power was never in the preacher in the first place. The power was never in the missionary in the first place. The power was never in the deacon in the first place, but the power has always been in Jesus Christ, and you've got to wait until Jesus shows up. Tell somebody, tell them, just wait, just wait, just wait. Just wait until Jesus shows up. They that wait upon the Lord shall renew their strength. They shall mount up on wings as eagles. They shall run and not be weary. They shall walk and not faint. You've got to wait right there. I don't care what it looks like. I don't care who you don't like in here, because you didn't come to church to see me. Or I didn't come to church to see you, but I came here to have an appointment with the one that said, upon this rock I will build my church, and the gates of hell shall not prevail against it. I don't care if you got on St. John or not. I just worry about the one St. John talked about when he said, in the beginning was the Word, and the was God, and the Word was with God. I came in here so I can see Jesus. Would you look at somebody and say, I came to see Jesus? I like the hat you got on, but I didn't come to see your hat. I like the suit you're wearing, but I didn't come to look at your clothes. I like the way you sang today, but I didn't really come to hear your song. I came here so I can find Jesus. Because I got some issues I need him to address. I got some things I need him to do for me. I came to see Jesus. Sit down, sit down, sit down.